you must stay at home.
So I'm guessing it's not just me that heard about this lockdown. What on earth is going on? What's happening to this world? The world is going mad. I swear to God. Oh my God. Lockdown? Lockdown? Like, what even is? What do you mean by lockdown? What, we just can't go out the house? We can't move out the door? What the hell? How was anyone supposed to stay locked down?
Today is the 23rd of March and the United Kingdom is in full lockdown. Never thought I'd hear that in my lifetime. I thought we'd all just get on well and live through. But no. Now we got viruses shutting down countries.
Right, so I have just heard the news that the coronavirus has hit the UK.
I mean, where did this virus come from?
He didn't say much. All he literally said was, we're on full lockdown now, which is worrying. Because obviously when I'm not working, I go out with my friends or I go meet my mum or go around to my mum, so it's going to be the weirdest thing ever. I'll get to spend time with my family, so that's a really good thing, but don't know how I'm going to cope.
Everyone's been placed under full lockdown rules, like the rest of the world pretty much. Ours, I still think, is a lot more relaxed than most other places. But people are going insane.
I'm feeling okay. No symptoms yet. I think today I should cover, ways to help yourself and fight against the virus. Even though we don't know much about the virus, can we avoid it? Have we all already got it? We don't know, but there is ways that are good for your health and on paper should fight against the virus. From cardio at home to weights. The thing about cardio is runs and that. When you're stuck in the house you can't really do runs, but there's HIIT, high intensity interval training, which is a progressive overload of cardio themed circuits for you, which you will see in the video. And weights, some of you may not have weights, but there's so many things you can do to create a weight. You can craft it, so you could get a bag, you could fill bottles of water up, you could put them in the bag, and it is quite heavy. When you've been in the shop, Tesco, you've been carrying the bags and it's got like the big bottles of water, and it's quite heavy, isn't it? And you wouldn't expect it. So you can create your own weights. You just gotta think with your head what you can create. I have 6 kg weights. I have a mat. I don't have loads of weights. I don't have barbells or anything, but I'm doing with what I can. If the weight's not as heavy as you expect it to be, just do more reps until failure. Another thing is eating healthy. Now I know people, especially when we get deeper into this, we're going to be, rationing on foods.
I'm just doing this video as a diary. I want to try and talk about what has happened today. Everyone started to panic buy, and that's not good. It's showing we're losing control of the situation.
I am so happy right now. So I have managed to get some toilet roll. I had to go to about 4 different shops, but we managed to get toilet roll. I'm not sure how many's there, but But I am so happy right now because we need to keep stocking up on food, just basic necessities.
I just came out the supermarket after my 12-hour shift and there's nothing there. There's no fruit, there's no vegetables, there's no paracetamol, there's nothing. And I don't know why people are thinking it's okay to go and hog all the stuff in the shop. You can't.
So that means that we have got 24, 48, 36, 84.
Because I'm the one that's going to be looking after you. It's just hard because just please stop going in and taking stuff that you don't actually need. Just get the stuff you need, because there's people like me who need that energy from the food and I'm not getting it, and it's not fair. Yeah,
Back again. Just a quick update. Just doing a little video. I've just been to Tesco and I waited half an hour to actually get in. All the trolleys were stacked up to divide the going out and going in section, if you get me. And obviously you had the sprays which you could wipe the handles of the trolleys with. Both of them were empty, basically. And when I got in, Tesco don't know what they're doing, basically, because there was more people in Tesco during this lockdown thing, letting people in, than there ever has been before this lockdown, if you get me.
you've probably seen a few of my videos because they have been going viral on Facebook and things like that, and I have been very upset, but I'm happy to say that there is a little bit of hope in this situation. Yesterday it was announced that supermarkets are opening their doors an hour early to NHS staff, which was just what I needed. You know, I want to continue this job and it brings me happiness so much every day, and there was moments where I was just losing that love last week because I give up and I couldn't control my emotions no more, and I did need to just let it out. But I know now that things are obviously getting better, and I did go and get fruit and veg yesterday and I got what I needed, and I'm so happy, and I'm literally cherishing all my shopping because I don't know if that's going to ever happen again. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, all the supermarkets. It's an amazing idea and we're all so grateful that you've chosen to do that.
We are collectively telling cafes, pubs, bars and restaurants to close tonight as soon as they reasonably can and not to open tomorrow.
I've just heard the absolute worst news ever. And I can't cope with it. I've just found out the McDonald's is closed.
Well, the pubs are closing down. It's a weird one. I often like the pub. I'll take a pub any day over a club. You meet some interesting people in there. It's weird that we're not going to be able to go there anymore. We're going to have to sit at home and drink. Like, what's that about? We're going to have to sit at home and get pissed with ourselves and our family. I go to the pub to get pissed with mates, not family. Stupid. Honestly, stupid. What is it? Why have you closed this? This is probably some tiny little virus thing that's not going to affect anyone or anything in the world, and it's going to blow over within a week. Why are people stressing about it so much? It's a virus. Come on, man. Oh well. I bet you in a week the pubs will be reopened just like that, man.
Boris Johnson announced that due to the coronavirus, certain places were going to be closing. And some of these places were bars, clubs and pubs. And it's just the amount of people that have turned around and been like, oh, he's closing the pubs and the clubs, how am I gonna cope? How can I not go out and have my daily drink or weekly drink, whatever? And if I'm honest, I do not care. My life doesn't revolve around going out and drinking. So they could stay shut for another 2 years for all I care. Because, yeah, okay, maybe I'd go out sometimes, but it's only really on special occasions like birthdays or if we're ever celebrating something. I like genuinely couldn't care. In my head, there's more important things that are going on, and I'm worried about other things than the fact that the pubs and the clubs are shutting down. I'm more worried about my own safety. Like, come on, it's just a pub. Surely people aren't that obsessed with going to pubs and drinking. There's more important things to be worrying about at the minute.
Looking at where we are now, we think now that we must apply further downward pressure on that upward curve by closing the schools.
Exams have been cancelled for GCSE and A-level students. And that made me panic quite a lot because I'm laughing about it now, but when I found out, I was a bit like, wait, what? The exams are cancelled? Because even though they say for A-level students, the course that I'm doing is a BTEC, but it's helping me to get into university, so I'm still doing some exams on that. So them exams are being cancelled as well. And it's making me worry because how am I going to get the grades that I was meant to get? Like, am I going to get the grades that I deserve? Or, like, how are they going to work it out? How are they going to give me them grades? It's just... oh, I can't believe it. I just really hope that they give me the grades that I deserve to have got if I did do them exams.
I think parents really need to chill out. People are going crazy because the children are going to miss out on some education. And I do get that schools being off is, you know, not good in a educational standpoint for your children. They're going to be, however, far behind the year like that came before them. They're going to have less knowledge. Technically, I mean, I think that safety is paramount before that. I think just make sure that your children are safe. What's the problem with them missing some? It's just a bigger half term.
It has been 2 days since lockdown. I've only seen 2 people. So quiet.
Malene, Jeff back again. It's 8 o'clock on a Thursday, and you know what that means, clap for the NHS. So I just thought I'd do a little video, you know, to praise the NHS so much, because what they've done, and they're doing fantastic, and I think they deserve more than an applause. I think they deserve the world. So I just want to say thank you to the NHS. You are awesome, and thank you to everyone who is still doing their jobs, not just, you know, hospital workers, you know, people still working in ASDA and that. You know, it's good to see that the world's using unity to come together at 8 o'clock now to clap. So yeah, I'll clap on my arm because I can't really clap, but we love you, NHS, for saving lives. And thank you to, obviously, like I said, everyone who's working in shops as well, who are fantastic. I've been Malene, Jeff. Take care, all love.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about furlough. So if you don't know what furlough is basically if a company is unable to operate or unable to offer their staff work due to the coronavirus pandemic. So instead of making their staff redundant, they can still keep them on their payroll for the hours that they would normally work. However, the way the government have worked it, they only pay 80% of your wage. They don't give you the full 100%, but your employer can pay the extra 20% if they want to, but it's not something that they've got to do. So if they don't want to do that, then it's entirely their choice. They don't have to, because you can still get 80% of your wage.
Hello guys, I'm back again. And as expected, Boris Johnson has recently issued a speech that has told everyone to stay inside. Non-essential jobs are completely gone. The likes of mine working in a bar, not essential. So I've got no money. Good job. Last week I wrote down a whole list of schemes I can do to keep income coming.
I'm scared, I haven't got a job. I rely on the mechanic shop to give me money, and I haven't even got that anymore. So I don't know how I'm going to make money. I'm worried out what's going to happen.
I think we need another chat. It's another day. I think today's topic is going to be talking about just people in general. You know, so we have this coronavirus, this pandemic that's taken over the world and is taking us down the hill of shit. People dying, not just people, old people, young people, people of all ages. You know, and I've seen people saying, oh, it's just old people, I'm young, I'm 15, I won't die. Well, if you see in the news, 12-year-old has died. That's young, isn't it? Bet she was healthy. Still fuck them over, didn't it? I think it just shows everyone that this is serious. Because people don't think this is as serious. They haven't got their head screwed on, obviously. And it's more annoying that you see people moaning about it, saying, oh, my summer's ruined. And we've been told specifically not to leave the house, not to go places that we don't need to. And I've seen people down the beaches, down on places, just gathering in crowds for no need.
That's my first shop since lockdown got announced, and it's really weird because we queued outside for about an hour, and then when you go in there's like markings on the floor, so you'd have to proper social distance in the shops as well. Now I think it's good, but as much as there was lines on the floor, I don't think one person followed it. Everyone was just going back for things they needed. I personally never kept to the rule, and if I forgot something I wouldn't go back for it. I'd just wait now because I've went past it. Yeah, that was really weird, social distancing in shops.
I don't believe I'm doing this video at the minute. So with everything that's been going on lately with the coronavirus, the government have put special measures in place. And these special measures are for our safety and to make sure that there's not a chance that we can get coronavirus. One of the rules that they've put in place is that if you were to go out in public, you need to stay 2 meters away from people who aren't from your household. But for some reason, there's people out there who don't think the rules apply to them and that they don't have to listen to the government and they can do what they want. The amount of videos that I have seen of people out in massive groups, and when I say massive groups, I mean like maybe 10, 20 people, maybe a little bit more, who knows? It is a joke. There is a reason that the government are saying to us to stay 2 meters away from each other and to stay in our houses. It's not because they want to control us or whatever people want to say. It's because they want us to be safe and they don't want us to die.
So it's just been announced that Boris Johnson's been sent to hospital with coronavirus. To be honest, I'm not shocked that he's got it, because he's probably been mixing with a lot of people to try and discuss the outcome of this. So I weren't shocked when I like found out, because I was shocked, but I wasn't like too shocked. I was more bothered the fact that now he's gonna have to recover in hospital, hopefully, and now it's gonna be very delayed in terms of if things are going to change. You won't be able to make them announcements because he's not available now. So I think he's going to take a long time to recover, but that's more annoying for people wanting answers like me and wanting to know what's the next step or things like that. So I've got a little story that I've just found out that I want to tell you. But before I do, I want to tell you like the background of it before I actually tell you what it is. So because of everything that's been going on with the coronavirus, obviously schools are closed, and in schools some kids get school dinners for free because the parents aren't at a stage in their life where they can keep giving the child money every day to go in and buy food from school, or for some reason they haven't got enough money to be able to go and buy it themselves for pack lunch. So some kids do qualify for free school dinners, and people who are getting free school dinners, the parents have been given these vouchers. So with these vouchers, the parents can go into a shop and buy some food and then get some money taken off it because of the vouchers that they've got to help them to be able to feed the kids. Are using the kids' free school meal vouchers in supermarkets to buy alcohol and cigarettes as well. Now it angers me a lot, actually, because I've never had to have free school meals, and neither's my son. However, I do know the benefit of what they do for parents and young kids while they're in school. And obviously the governments aren't the best, but for them to actually be offering this at this time is fantastic in my eyes, and the fact that these parents are using them vouchers is just beyond me, because they're the same ones who will write on Facebook ranting this, ranting that, the government's this, the government's that, but they're actually very lucky that their kids is actually, that, you know, the government's saying, you know, so the kids don't go hungry, we are going to offer the free school meals still that you can use in supermarkets, but obviously parents are using them on stupid things, and I just think it's a joke, because obviously, like I said, I haven't actually experienced having free school meals, but I've watched kids in school and I've watched how it's helped them.
Boris Johnson is a prick, alright? Now, we all know he's recovered and he's back in his office, whatever, doing the speeches, you know, whatever shit he chats. Now, as you know, I'm a Scouser, so you may think that, well, I'm just a Scouser, so I hate him, you know what I mean? Because he hates Liverpool, like, you know, Nottingham, check, he's alright with it. Manchester, he's fine with it. Gets to Liverpool, he just hates Merseyside, doesn't he? Now, so he just came back from, he's just recovered from corona, which is good, of course. He's a Prime Minister, I understand that. But what do I think of it? I think it's a joke, to be honest. I think it's been a lie. Because think about it, he's recovered quite quickly and so sound that he went from being on the bloody, you know, life-saving machine to now bloody being back and sound. And he's back on the mic being, you should not be meeting friends. Boris, shut up, lad. Like, you were shaking hands in a hospital 2 weeks ago and you got corona, and you've obviously gave other people corona. So I think you're giving us advice that you're not even following yourself, lad. Do you know what I mean? It's a joke. That's all I wanted to say. I just think Boris Johnson, I think it's a bit seedy, you know.
One of the government's key coronavirus advisors, whose work prompted the lockdown, has quit his post for breaking social distancing rules.
He helped put the measures in for the coronavirus, because obviously what's going on lately. So like standing 2 meters apart from people, only being able to see people in your household,
Like, you can't really go out to see any other family. But the other day, he was caught with his girlfriend, right? His girlfriend, I don't know where she lives somewhere else, but he got her to travel down to London so that he could be with her. Like, this is coming from the same person who persuaded Boris Johnson to tell millions, and I mean millions of people in the UK that they had to stay at home. And that he had to close schools, and that he had to close restaurants and some businesses. Like, and to make it even better, so this Neil Ferguson said a few weeks ago that he had coronavirus symptoms, and then like a week or so later he was saying that he felt better and that he feels like the symptoms have gone, but he still wanted to see his girlfriend knowing that he had symptoms of coronavirus. And he also, he said in a statement that he got a bit confused and that he thought he was immune. I'm sorry, but he is a scientist. And I don't know one scientist out there that will tell you that you are immune if you've had it.
Just for everyone, I woke up and there's been a lot of stuff online about is it Neil Ferguson? I don't know, someone else in the chain of command under someone else, and he's an epidemiologist, if I'm saying that right. I don't even. So he studies epidemics and how they spread and everything like that.
So today is obviously a special day. It's VE Day, which, if you don't know what that is the celebration of the surrender of the Germans in World War II. So it's a very special day, marking the anniversary of VE Day, 75 years. And I'm going to celebrate it, you know, known as I'm an ex-Marine and military, not just for myself, my history, but for everyone, what the army does. And, you know, they're the reason that we are here today, even in, you know, unfortunate events, the coronavirus, but we will get through it. I can tell you that, we will get through it. How am I going to celebrate VE Day? I'm going to have a drink. And right now, I've actually got snacks that they'd eat obviously in the war. So I've got crackers, because obviously, you know, they last long, and you know, the soldiers would have ate crackers along with, you know, other foods like tinned tuna and, you know, packaged foods that wouldn't go out of date. You know, you couldn't be eating food like pizza and stuff that doesn't last long. So yeah, I'm going to be eating traditional snacks to make it, you know, feel more vibey for the day.
Hiya everyone. So as you can see, I probably look like a bag of shite. My voice is killing because I've been up all night. I've had no sleep. Tallulah hasn't had one wink of sleep either. She's been up the wall. So it started about yesterday afternoon. I've got a couple that live 2 doors down. Don't get me wrong, they're not old, you know, they're a youngish couple, and they usually have a 6-month-old baby with them. So I'm like, Dad, yeah, you're all right, you know, and I noticed that the baby weren't with them, and I was thinking, oh, just didn't think much of it. And then as the night goes on, all cars started pulling up, one by one by one. The music got louder and louder and louder, and I'm thinking, they're having a party. They're having a party. Well, I was traumatised because I was thinking, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, this is completely defeating the object. And I thought, oh, surely not. Probably just a few of them social distancing. The party went on to 6 o'clock in the morning. Music blasting. You know, we've got elderly neighbours as well, and I just thought, you know what, you's a bang out of order. You's come out every week on a Thursday and clap like that. Well, isn't that a bit hypocritical? Do you know what I mean? Like, How dare you stand outside and clap for these nurses and doctors and carers, whatever, even like myself. And, you know, and you're just having a party. You're not social distancing. And you know what? I just think, you know what's so upsetting? These people put their lives on the line. Like, some nurses have had to move into the hospitals. Some nurses have had to move away because they can't spend time with their family. And there's you with a 6-month-old baby, probably swandered off I don't know where. And then you're having a party till 6 in the morning.
Good afternoon, it's Millie and Jeff back again. So just thought I'd do another video based on yesterday, which was Sunday the 10th of May. It's now the 11th. And obviously Boris had things to say, didn't he? Now, all Boris said really was, you can go to work, but you can stay at home. But don't go outside. But stay inside. It made no sense, did he? No. He just didn't know what he was talking about, did he? He's the Prime Minister of this country in a pandemic. And he just didn't know no one knew what he said. Basically said, don't do something, but do it. So he's basically saying, if you would like to get coronavirus, you should go outside. But if you would not, stay inside. That's basically what he said. Like, it made no sense, and it's a joke, to be honest. Like, Boris just doesn't have a clue. I haven't liked him, and I've showed that. And I think yesterday showed that Boris Johnson doesn't have a clue.
How do we expect to still obey and play if we haven't been told what the rules are? Because they keep changing them.
So, I have just found something out. I have just found out that we are in lockdown for 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks! Don't get me wrong. I understand why we're in lockdown for 3 more weeks. It's to protect us. But at the same time, have you seen the state of me? Look at me. Look at me.
The Prime Minister's top aide, Dominic Cummings, is facing calls to resign after travelling more than 250 miles with his wife, who had suspected coronavirus, to be near relatives during the lockdown.
It's a message to Dominic Cummings. We all know who he is and we all know what he's done. Because he's a disgrace. That's what he is. That's what you are, Dominic. You're an absolute disgrace. Travelling to that castle, breaking laws, and you should know better. Absolute joke when you're doing that. And the NHS are working their asses off to save people's lives. All them people, all them family members that are dying. And you want to go to a castle?
Dominic Cummings and this whole government thing. We all follow their rules because we have to. It's part of the government. But where I live, it's like they got their own set of rules.
Dominic Cummings. Who do you think you are? Do you think you're above everyone else, yeah? People are losing their families out there. I know you give a shit about us going to County Durham.
Boris Johnson. Sending kids back to school, in what, a week's time?
And they're more vulnerable to this. They're more vulnerable because they won't keep 2 meters apart. They're more entitled to pick their nose and wipe their bogies on schoolgirl skirts. They won't keep 2 meters away.
When this virus is still going on, it's not finished yet. And we all know what's going to happen, don't we? There's going to be a second spike and it's going to get worse.
Children are our tomorrow. children are our future.
Well, here we are. Final video in lockdown. Feels like it's been years. I've learned a few things while I've been in here. Finally understand how animals in the zoo feel. Being kept. Being told what they can and can't do. Makes you really think, doesn't it? The zoo is for our entertainment. And they live like this. I've also learnt that I'm not taking everything for granted in the future. I've learned that I'm not going to take my life for granted. Because it can all go like that.
So, it's Millie and Jeff again. I'm not doing the best in this quarantine. Just thought I'd do a video on what I've learned during the last month, which is going to continue. So So I've learnt that people are stupid. Now we knew that already, but that's something I learnt. That when a virus that kills people comes about, you think people would stay in, be scared, be feared to go outside. Like runs are okay. You're not touching anyone. You're not being with anyone. You're doing your run. But you see people still going out and in public places.
But it has been a difficult experience, and just being in the house has been difficult, because I'm not used to just staying in the house. Usually, well, everyone in the world probably agrees to this, they're usually used to going to school or college or uni or going to work, and I was hardly ever in my house. I think there was maybe like 2 days that I was actually in the house, but I weren't in for that long, because every other day I'd be in college and all weekends I'd be in work. So it's a bit strange just being in the house all the time, and it's quite hard as well. You get your days mixed up and you're like, oh, it's a Tuesday but it's actually like a Thursday or something. So that has been quite difficult.
I'd probably say me personally, I've came out of this being a lot more grateful for the little things, and even though I've been working through it, I've had a lot of days off as well as working, so I've got to spend time with my family quite a lot, which I wouldn't usually do, because obviously now my little boy's off school. He's normally obviously in school, and then if I'm on night shifts I won't see him until the next day or something like that. But now he's off school, and then when I'm on my days off, he's made up, and then we go take walks and go on the bikes and do little things in the house. Got loads of activities to do, so I think I'm grateful to spend time with him more than anything.
That's what this has all been about as well, just being with the people who are there for you, being with the people who mean so much to you, and not taking anything for granted, and just little things. So I think it will be nice, to it'll be lovely to see my family like properly, have a nice meal with them, go out. I have missed doing that, actually socialise, and I won't lie and say I haven't, but on the other side, it has been a blessing in disguise. And I know obviously it hasn't for people who've lost people, and obviously that's traumatizing. I couldn't say that on their behalf, but like to me and a lot of other people, I feel like it's just been like such a like, as I said, an eye opener, just like a wow, this has actually happened. Like no one ever thought this would happen to us in a million years, and it has. And it's just one of them. I think now going forward, we've got to think about our lowest times and remember that how they were, and don't take for granted the happy times, and being able to just do what you want to do. Just go to your mum's, pop in. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll be round my mum's every day now when I can. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just thought share a little positive message with everyone. So I hope you're all having a lovely day, enjoying the sun, getting sunburned. So yeah, I'm coming. I better go. You'll be wondering where I am. I'll see you soon, guys.